my entrepreneurial journey has typically been ramming my head through a wall until a way is made, or pushing a boulder up a hill until it gets to the top. And with the MAJIK Kids side of things, it's been a different experience. Like, it has literally been since the day I decided that we were gonna launch MAJIK Kids. It has been one green light after the next, and that's been really, hopefully fortuitous of what's to come, and how MAJIK Kids is going to be able to spread around the world. But it just it's I think it's with all the green lights that we've hit, it feels like that's been one of the reasons we've been able to just get so far so fast with it. And November 11th is our anticipated launch date, where we'll launch our first 4 kids books. We'll launch the brand, we'll launch the membership, we'll launch the because there's going to be a $10 a month membership where we're going to be offering workbooks to the kids for every story. We'll be offering they'll get, or not workbooks, sorry, they're activity books that the kids will be getting, which I think I have a first draft sneak peek, which I can show you as well right now. They're pretty cool. This is like we don't have the cover page yet, and the fonts are going to change a little bit, but each of the stories has its own themed activity books. So getting the kids to apply the themes and the lessons from the stories. So the Master's Apprentice is about self-mastery, and so getting them to like just do self-inquiry. So we're like integrating some of the illustrations into the activity books, getting them to do activities where they connect with their families. So like with this one, we do a meal of magical masters, where the kids in their family or their classroom dress up as a magical character, and they have to have a secret magician name and a secret magic power that they're not allowed to tell anybody, and people have to guess what their magic powers are based on no questions at the dinner table. And then we've got them, to think about who the masters are in their life, and think of questions they want to ask that master so they can learn. And so every story is going to have these little activity books. So we've just been working on the first 2 stories that are ready to be printed. And it's been really fun and creative. I feel like, the part of me that is always doing the logistical, strategic stuff on the partnership side of stuff when we're launching new communities and all that sort of stuff, is like, I'm being so fed over in the realm of writing stories and doing the MAJIK Kids stuff that I'm definitely convinced that I need to start letting go of certain things that I was focusing on. I've been consulting on this one really big app project that I feel like I'm ready to, even though like the money potential is really big, I'm going to cut the ties with that so that I can focus more of my creative energy on MAJIK Kids. And while I was away, I wrote another kid's story called The Other Side, the untold story of the chicken who crossed the road. And I just gotta say, like, it just, everything about what I'm doing over here just feels so right and aligned. And it feels like the culmination of everything I've learned from everything we've launched over at MAJIK Media is now being applied to this other thing that is really fun and creative. And I just want to do more of that. And so I would say, like, the lesson I'm taking and passing on is, when we're doing these things, when we're focused on these projects, is like paying attention to that good feeling. And I know this is something that we've talked a lot about over the years, is just like paying attention to the inner compass, and like, is what we're doing making us feel alive? Does it feel fully aligned with who we are, or are there elements that are missing? And when we did the Great E-Course Adventure and all the other courses, all of that creativity mixed with entrepreneurship and business and monetary gain were all combined into one thing, and it felt extremely aligned. The last couple of years, I've been more focused on like, how do we leverage everything that we've built to generate more ongoing income so that we can do more of the creative things. And so MAJIK Media is definitely like, the engine is rolling. We've got the ongoing revenue from these partnerships, which is coming in, and it's beautiful, and it's allowing us to grow the team. And now it's like, okay, like getting back to that essence of what I'm really here to do, which is to be a creator, and to create things, and finding the people who are geniuses at the other things, like sending invoices and doing payroll and all that sort of stuff, so that I can stay focused. And so, for all of you, let's just take a moment. Let's just close our eyes and take a moment and feel into the thing that you're doing, the business that you're building, or the project that you're birthing, and just feel how it feels in your body to be doing that thing. Is the energy of that entity, because if you're building something, a creation, it is alive. Is there aliveness connected to it? Do you feel alive when you feel into it? Or is your relationship to it full of shoulds? It's important to discern the two. Can you feel the electricity around the thing that you're creating? And sometimes the electricity might have anxiety attached to it as well. And if it does, is the anxiety a healthy anxiety? Is it because you're excited? Is it because you're heading into an unknown destination? Or is the anxiety because it's not quite aligned? There's something missing. You're not quite seeing the whole picture. And these questions might require a little more self-inquiry. But just imagine the thing that you're creating right in full operation of what you're intending it to be. And feel into the day-to-day of what your life looks like, of what you do. What's the energy around that? Does that make you feel alive? Does it feel like you're aligned with your purpose and your path? I'm just going to drop the question of what's missing right now. Is there anything that's missing? Or do you have everything you need? It's really important to have these types of check-ins, because building what we're intending to build takes 1,000 or 10,000 steps. And it would just be really disappointing to take those 10,000 steps and get somewhere that you don't want to be. And so it's important to have these ongoing check-ins with ourselves to feel into the energy. And how we know we're on the right track is we do get those green lights, and that we do feel an aliveness when we're doing the thing, even though the work can be hard, that there's an energy and a life. And part of how we know there's a life there is that when we share it with others, we come alive and they come alive. or when we're doing the thing that we do, people tell us how it impacts them. Or we get into a creative flow where things become timeless. And that even though we're working, it doesn't feel like work. We're not concerned about checking check boxes. We're just excited to be doing the thing that we're absorbed in. So right now, just take a moment to write down on a piece of paper or type in your keypad, what are the things that you do that make you feel alive? Whether they're tasks or to-dos, what are those pieces that when you're doing them, you do get into the timelessness, that you do feel alive? Take another 30 seconds. And then write, what are the tasks and things that you do that absolutely suck the life and creativity and joy out of your job and what you do? And what would if you fully let those things go and you fully focused on just the things that filled you up? Write down a description, one sentence description, what it would feel like or be like if you let those energy sucking things go and you pass those off to somebody who's better at them than you. I'd suggest writing it as an affirmative statement, as though it's already true, as if you already have that now, as if that person's already fulfilling that role and you're now just doing the things that make you feel alive. And when you tune into that, what comes up for you? Does anxiety come up? I don't know how to do it. Does excitement come up of I can't wait to let that go? Does a anxiety because you'd have to let go of some of the control? What is the energy that comes up when you just imagine that? But let's just say in 3 to 6 months from now, you're fully in the thing that you like to do and fully out of the roles. You find a replacement. Probably the things that you don't enjoy doing aren't worth your time anyways. You could hire somebody for $20 or $25 an hour to do those things. Or you could find a partner that specializes in that and they do those things. Or you could pay somebody to fulfill that role and give them a percentage of sales as a partner. That whether you have $0 in the bank or you're making money, chances are there's people you could find to fulfill those roles who would eagerly join your team and be a part of what you're building. There's a lot of purposeless people out there who have talent that if you were to come in with your vision, you could give them some purpose. You could give them something that fuels them every day as well.